Hey, everybody, it's the coach. This is a special edition of Wild.
Coach, thanks. EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to a sold-out and absolutely rocking Mercedes-Benz Superdome in downtown New Orleans. Coming up, it's the final game of Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a good NFC matchup in store between the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They're led out by their strong-arm quarterback out of Texas A&M. That's Ryan Tannehill.
And many believe that Ryan Tannehill is ready to fulfill his promise. Been in the league a little while now. Been through some ups and downs, some bumps and bruises, but the talent is evident. Can run it, can throw it, and I think now he's ready to be a great leader.
Now it's Kamara in the passing game. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
That play was well covered. Just tried to check it down. Unfortunately, not able to find any yardage on that one.
Second and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Now it looks like we'll get a timeout as there's a Saints player down here on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Now a first carry for Latavius Murray. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Throwing on third down, Tannehill. And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. Fourth down. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. They'll be led out by the 3rd overall pick of the 2008 draft, the man they call Matty Ice, quarterback Matt Ryan.
Always knew he'd be a gym rat, very cerebral player, a guy that beats you with his mind as well as his physical attributes. But the best part, poise under pressure. He knows how to bring a team back in the fourth quarter.
That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now Ryan. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
We talk all the time about playmakers on offense, but let's face it, there are plenty of playmakers on defense, too. I think we just saw an example of one, didn't we? Not force that incompletion.
Yeah, he's a great corner. They got a couple of them on that side of the football. 3rd and long. It's Ryan. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Sheldon Rankins drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate.
And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now Tannehill. Looking again for Thomas. This time complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain there of 30 big ones. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Tannehill now to throw. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
Now a throw here to his running back. The catch and run there, good for 16 in the first.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
On 2nd and 10, Tannehill on the check down, he finds Kamara. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown grab as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. See, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. Then he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave them with a 3rd down and 6 to go. And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. Here's Ryan. He's got Sanu. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Jordan in there to get him. It's a loss of 5.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. From midfield now, here's Ryan. Looking deep for Julio. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
When I was in school, math was not my strong suit. But I did learn enough to know how to play cover 3. 2 corners and a safety divide up the field in thirds. On this play, the corner didn't get fooled by anything in front of him. Kept his coverage all the way down the sideline in the deep 3rd position and makes the interception.
Here they come, 2nd and 10 now from the 10. On the ground, this is Kamara. And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5. From the gun on 3rd down, Tannehill. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And Kamara has it stripped, and the Falcons grab it. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Demario Davis there on the stop. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Ryan flushed out right. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. Second quarter now, Falcon football. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Now it's Ryan. Escaping the pressure and eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Cameron Jordan picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. Now here's a pass on 1st down. It's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Tannehill. Josh Doxson's got it complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
Hardney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go, and let's see who's faster.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down, Kamara. He showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And here's a throw that's taken in by the tight end Cook. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
Now a 1st down throw. Tannehill drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that'll make it a 2nd down. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Here's Tannehill. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. Maybe just a lack of concentration there as he couldn't haul it in.
And when you're going across the middle like that, he's running that drag route, you are conscious of all the bodies and the traffic in there. But let's face it, if you're going there, you might as well come down with the football and absorb whatever else happens after that.
Here's Tannehill. And that will be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Boy, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Well, they've already allowed 3 sacks in this first half. Now a holding penalty.
So I think drastic measures had to be taken, right? The regular way was not working. He was getting hit almost every snap, it felt like. They had to try and keep him upright.
And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Cameron Jordan getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Ryan. And they're going to sack him again. The 5th time they've gotten him today, and this one results in a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that. And they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Tannehill. And Thomas has it. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a 2-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Let's go, baby.
3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. On first down, Tannehill, and this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Here now is 2nd and 10, again for the 41. Tannehill throwing again. And almost intercepted. He could have picked it. Maybe some space to go the other way. Instead, it's 3rd down. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Again, Tannehill. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to make it 4th down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason.
11.
On first down, Ryan. This one complete to Devontae Freeman. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Ryan. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On third down, Ryan. This taken in by Jakeem Grant. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Ryan. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To throw again is Ryan. Looking downfield for Jones. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
And that's now the 2nd time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively. And you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Desmond Trufant there making the tackle. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. The final shot here before the break. Tannehill gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas. So we come upon him. You want the 3rd quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Matt Ryan and the offense heading back onto the field. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say, want to get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the 3rd quarter. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Ryan looking deep for Julio. And it's knocked away and incomplete. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone, and especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything.
And Freeman lost the football, and this is picked up by the Saints. The 20, 10, and he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. So a great play there by the defense, and these guys are going to advance, and it looks like
after reviewing the play, the running on the field.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
Check, 47.
Throwing now, Ryan on first down. Stocker's got it, complete. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. He completes it to Jones. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 19. And until that point, we haven't seen Julio Jones. That's hard to believe here this late in the game.
And no one more frustrated than Julio Jones because receivers feed off of catches. That's their fuel, and that's also their effort.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Jakeem Grant there to make the grab as his guys are back within a single score. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. Extra point put through by Succop, and that will get them one closer. A drive there of just 4 plays. And the Falcons score to cap it off. Now it's Ryan Succop on after the touchdown to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead.
And he loses the football a second time. And the Falcons grab it. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout as there's a Saints player down here on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. He'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Ryan. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you got to be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Again, they'll run with Freeman. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
A good drive gets him inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
Only a yard on the pickup, so from a good situation on 2nd and 2, it's now 3rd and 1. A good run on first down, followed up by a not-so-good run on second down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on third down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Off play action, Tannehill. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
But plain and simple, that's the 2nd time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm is just off? He's got thrown off. He's got to wake up, enjoy the sunshine, and go play.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Last play they got stuck at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. Now a first down throw, Tannehill. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Back to the ground. It's Kamara. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. The Saints on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 9. Now Tannehill. And that's caught by Smith. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 20-yard line.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively, a backbreaker. A man who's been busy this afternoon. It's Kamara again. Oh, no, he lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. That was 2nd down run for Murray. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Here's Tannehill. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. They were trying to get it there to Josh Doxson, but it'll be 2nd and goal. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal.
Let's go, B, let's go.
To throw is Tannehill. He's got his man. This is Jackson. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal. They've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? Here's Tannehill. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Austin Seferian-Jenkins there to make the grab. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. No surprise there. 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, he might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. Only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post, that's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super tough.
You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again. Ryan. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him. One of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
But sometimes, you know, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. You know, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
The pass from Ryan complete to Freeman. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 2 yards, good enough for a first. From the red zone now, here's Ryan on 1st down. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. From 19 yards away. As they have now chopped this lead down to 3. So they fought half the battle here, but they're still down.
Plenty of work still left for them, but they delivered in the first step in their comeback attempt.
Extra point up and good by Suckup. And that will shave one more off this lead. Now it's Ryan Suckup on after the touchdown to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Alvin Kamara and the Saints set to start their next drive. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's gotten off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you do across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer. It's what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, taking away a lot of blocking angles and gaps, and maybe stopping him before he can get going.
Mugging the line of scrimmage. Okay.
Yeah, in this case.
On 2nd and 11 now. Tannehill. It's hauled in by Jackson. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. 2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the fourth quarter. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They're facing a critical third down now as they try to hold on to this lead. Now Tannehill. And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. Fourth down. And sensing the momentum maybe changing here a little bit, Charles.
Yeah, this defense is going to get off the field quickly, and their offense got them a touchdown last time they had the ball, so they should get another shot.
Here comes Grant on the return. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. So Ryan and the Falcons down by 2. A minute 47 on the clock. A field goal would produce a playoff stunner on the road, but this crowd is going to let him hear it here on first down. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. A good pickup there, 21 yards. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart.
He's back to throw. Gets it off to Freeman. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. Nothing open downfield. They went underneath.
Yeah, see if you can get it to your running back. See if you can make someone miss in the open field.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now Ryan. He's going to let it fly. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. He was looking for Mohamed Sanu there, and it's 3rd and 4. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. Game on the line, season on the line. They're going for it here on 4th down. He'll look to throw. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Freeman again, a 1st down carry. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. On 2nd down, Freeman. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 11 yards there, 1st down. In position for the possible game winner, but they need to get up and spike it.
I'm most surprised right here. They've got 3 timeouts left. The clock's running down, and they aren't using them. Those timeouts do you no good at home. Use them now.
They'll run here with Freeman. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. On now is Ryan Succop for the field goal try. This to advance to the divisional round. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. So nothing of importance there, just the season on the line. And he puts it home to likely get them through to the division round.
If you're a fan, you're watching this one with your hands over your eyes. But if you're a kicker, this is what you practice for all season long. And this one was never in doubt.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Look at the clock. Everyone knows the situation. Probably time here for one final play.
And we know what that play is going to be. It's got to be some sort of Hail Mary, throwing it towards the end zone and hoping someone can catch it or catch it off of a tip. Think back to 2015. Didn't we see Green Bay pull that off twice in the season? Once in the regular season, once in the playoffs. So stranger things have happened. It'd be interesting to see what the defensive strategy is about who they put on the field to try and knock that ball away.
Getting into the playoffs is one thing. Now they get to move on. Just 8 teams left.
The dream stays alive. Everyone's gunning for the Super Bowl. That's the ultimate. But you have to get there in incremental steps. One win.